Welcome, my family and friends. This is Vinyasa Yoga. My name is Margy. I am happy to be here to lead you through about 45 minutes of a Vinyasa flow yoga. So we're going to connect our movement to our breath. And it's all levels. I'll offer different options for everybody. So you take what works for you and leave what doesn't. So what do you need today for your practice? A yoga mat would be great. But if you don't have that, no worries. You can use a towel. You can be in a carpeted space, whatever works for you. It might be nice to have a block if you have one of these. If not, a stack of books will work. Even a water bottle can work for a prop to help you with your movements. So we will get started in a comfortable seat. You can sit tall like me or cross-legged or legs long. And thank you for starting the music, DJ. And I want you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. And we're just going to turn our focus to our breathing, cultivating the Ujjayi breath. Let your hands rest comfortably on your thighs. Connect down to the mat or the floor. And just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And exhale back out through your nose or even through your mouth. Try that again. Another nice long breath in. Feel your chest expand, your belly expand as it fills with air. And then exhaling, letting all the air out. Feel the navel draw back into your spine as everything pulls back in towards your body. And continue with your breath. Something we don't think about very often. We take it for granted. Just focus a little more on your breath, building awareness in your body. You might even hear a soft whisper of breath as you exhale. That's what we want to hear, kind of like that ocean sound. We'll just take a couple more breaths here, settling in to our bodies, to our breath. Connecting to the present moment. Flutter your eyes open if they're closed and bring your hands to prayer at heart center. We'll start with one deep breath in together. And exhale. Release your hands from your chest and come onto all fours. Stacking your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Draw the pit of the belly up and in, tightening your core, and just gaze straight down at your mat. Drop the belly, lift your chin, lift your tailbone for cow on an inhale, and drop your head round your back for cat, exhale. Trying that again, inhaling to cow. Shine your heart forward, exhale to cat, just gaze back towards your legs. And let's move through 3 more of these. Follow your own breath. We'll all meet back in table. Take any movement you need here. Maybe you need to wag your tail, shaking your hips side to side. Again, feel what your body's feeling this morning. Every day is a little different. Don't judge it, just notice it, paying attention. Coming back to stillness at table. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, take your tailbone high, moving into your first downward facing dog. So you're in an upside down V position. Pressing firmly through the fingers and your palm. And the fingertips are spread wide. Your hands are like starfish. Allow your head just to drop between your arms. Maybe your ears are by your biceps. Your feet are stepped apart. And the toes are facing forward. And just let your head hang. Look past your legs. Take any movement you need here. Maybe walking the dog, alternating heel presses. Or crouching dog where you soften your knees. And then straighten your legs. So being aware of your body and how it feels, what feels good today. You take that. Maybe it's stillness, maybe it's movement. Coming still. One more breath here. Inhaling and exhale. Soften your knees, look forward, stepping forward towards your hands, ragdoll. So holding here, take your feet hip distance apart. Take a deep bend in your knees, folding from your hips, allow your upper body to drape over your lower body. And this might be a place where you use your block, like rest your hands on the block. Allow your crown of your head to face down at the floor. You're just looking right through your legs. You can stay just like this, or reach for opposite elbows, crossing your arms. You can sway side to side, taking movement. All the while continuing to breathe, being aware of your breath. And if you are moving, bring it back to the center, becoming still, releasing your hands down if we're reaching your opposite elbows. Heel toe your feet in towards each other so your big toes touch, but a little bit of space, keep a little bit of space between your heels. Walk your hands up your legs partway, look up, halfway lift, fold forward, and then press down through your feet as you rise all the way up, sweeping your arms up. Maybe adding a little back bend here. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll take one more breath together. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, take your arms up, extended mountain. Fold forward, exhale, halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back into your first plank. Option to be on your knees here. Your body's nice and long from the top of your head, through your tail. Press down through your fingers, your palm. Lift your heels high. And then we'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat, arms tucked in close to your side. Inhale, cobra, just a little baby back bend. Exhale, release it down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, cobra, or even up dog. Look to the left. Stretch out your neck, back to center. Look to the right, back to center. Lower down. Tuck your toes or come back to your knees. Push back up to plank and then move to downward facing dog. We'll hold here for 2 breaths. And just one more breath here. Slowly warming up the body. Soften your knees, look forward, step forward. Standing forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. Extended mountain, rise up. Fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Moving to low plank or all the way down to the mat. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. And breathe. Just one more breath here. Soften your knees, look forward, step forward. Standing forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. Extended mountain, sweep your arms up, rise up. Fold as we move. Halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga, plant your hands, step back, high plank to low plank or down to your mat. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And breathe here. Send your breath to where your body needs it. Inhale your right leg high. Bend your knees, stack your hips. So you're opening your hip to the side. First little bit of movement through our hips. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release your leg down. And send your left leg high. Flex your foot, draw your toes towards your shin. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Left hip right on top of your right hip. Continue to press firmly through your both hands. Release it back to center. Let your leg float down. Soften your knees. Look forward, step forward. Standing forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. Come to a chair. So take a seat, sinking down. Draw your tailbone down toward the floor. Reach your arms up toward the ceiling. Just sweep your arms back. Sweep them forward. One more time. Sweep them back. Sweep them forward. And this time, fold forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back. High plank to low plank or all the way down to the mat. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. Fill up. Exhale. Let it go. Warrior one, right side. Step your right foot forward. Spin your left foot out to the side and sweep your arms up. So in Warrior one, our hips are facing the front of the mat at 12 o'clock. And you're pressing firmly through your back foot. Back leg is so strong. One more breath here. Inhale. Fold on the exhale. Plant your hands. Step back. High plank. Low plank or all the way down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Moving right to the other side. Warrior one, left side. Left foot steps forward. Right foot spins out to the side. Sweep your arms up. Sink low. Press through the outside of your back foot. Float your hands down. Step back. High plank. Low plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. So starting to feel some heat in the body. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Soften your knees. Step forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Move a little quicker. Fold. Chair pose. Take your seat. We're going to sweep the arms back. You can hinge forward a little bit this time if you want. Sweep it up. One more time. Sweep it back. Sweep it up. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands. Step back. High plank to low plank. Or all the way down, cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side, step your right foot forward, spin your left foot out. Sweep the arms up. Chaturanga, plant your hands, step back. High plank to low plank, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. Step it forward, spin your right foot out, sweep it up. So we're moving a little quicker. Movement linked with your breath. Step back, high plank to low plank. Up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. All right, catch your breath here. We'll take 2 breaths here. One more. Send your right leg high. Bend your knees, stack your hips. So we're a little warmer here. Maybe you can take that right hip directly over your left hip. Maybe you want to flip your dog, flipping over, or even wild thing, where you stretch your leg long. Lift your hips up, opening. If you flipped your dog through your chest. One more breath here. Coming back, single leg down dog. Send that right leg high. Draw it in towards your nose. Knee to nose. Send it high again. Knee to nose. One more time. Send it high. This time, step it forward. We're coming into a high lunge. So left leg stays long. Right knee is bent. Take your time getting your balance first, and then sweep your arms up. Awesome. Sweep it back, just like we did with chair. Lift up, look up. Sweep your arms back, look down. And just one more time. Inhale, exhale. Stay down here. Release your left hand down to the mat and sweep your right arm up. So we're adding a twist. Let's look over to your right side. Right arm extends straight up. Left arm presses down. One more breath here. You guys are doing awesome. Release your right hand. Step the right leg back, high plank. Low plank, or down to your mat, up dog or cobra, down dog. Breathe here, one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Send your left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips, opening up through the hip, and then you know your option here. Flip dog, wild thing, it's up to you. Again, listen to your body. What's it telling you works today? You take that. Lift the hips up, open through your chest. Just one more breath here. We're flipping it back. If you flipped, send your leg high, nose to knee. Get a little bit of core work in here. Like leg high, nose to knee. You can be on your knees doing this. One more time. Nose to knee, hold it there. Step the leg forward into your high lunge. So take your time with your high lunge. Get your balance. Remember, we want our feet on railroad tracks here, so step your back leg over a little bit or your front leg over a little bit. Get your stability, and then sweep the arms back. Sweep them up. So that's how we get stronger here and work on our balance. We're in these poses. Helps us help us with everyday life. And hold here. Release your right hand down to the mat. We're sweeping our left arm up, adding your twist. So reach straight up toward the ceiling. Press down into your mat, to the floor. Don't forget to breathe. One last breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release your hand down. Step your left leg back, high plank. I want you to hold here in high plank. Option to be on your knees, just so you know you don't have to be on your toes. One more breath here. Generate some heat. Downward facing dog. Press back to your down dog. Soften your knees. Look forward, step or hop. Top of your mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back. High plank to low plank or down to your mat. Or just meet us in downward facing dog. You know your flow. Warrior one, right side. Step the right foot forward, spin. Left foot out. Open to warrior two. So we're taking a wider stance here. Back leg parallel to the back of the mat. Front knee stays bent, is right over your ankle. Tuck your tailbone down. So we're in a nice long line. Your upper body stays right over your hips. Your arms reach forward and back, but they're not moving. We're not moving forward and back. We're just stretching through our fingertips. Flip your palm, reverse warrior. Side angle. Front arm lowers down to your front thigh. Back arm reaches up and over. Come back to warrior two. We're gonna try that one more time. Reverse warrior, back arm slides down, front arm reaches up. Side angle. Reach up and over. Option to take your right hand down to the mat. Extended side angle. I want to think about drawing your left shoulder back so your chest is shining out to the side, shining forward. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior. Cartwheel your arms back. And then cartwheel them forward. Pivot on your back foot. Plant your hands on the mat. Take your hands to the inside of your right foot. Lizard lunge. So we're staying down here in a low lunge. Option to drop your back knee. You could stay right here. This is perfectly fine. If you have a block or those books, you can bring your forearms down to the block or books. You can bring your forearms down to the mat. If they come down there, you can let your knee fall out, come onto the blade, outside blade of your right foot, opening up through the hips a little bit more. All the sitting we do every day really takes a toll on our hips, making them tight. And this is one of the movements you can do to open up your hips. Send your breath to your hips here. No one ever said it was easy, but it does get easier. Just a couple more breaths here. If you're down on your forearms, come up to your palms. Bring your leg back in. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee if it was down on the mat, and we're stepping the right leg back, high plank. Downward facing dog. Just go right to a downward facing dog. And breathe here. You could also go to child's pose. I'm going to say that's an option you can always go to. If you need it, you take it. Just one more breath wherever you are. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. So spin your right foot out to the side, go to warrior one, soften the front knee. Open to warrior two, taking your wider stance, hips face out, face alongside of your mat. Again, check out that front knee, it should be right over your ankle. Press back through your back leg. Reach through your arms forward and back. Imagine there's someone in front of you you're trying to reach and someone behind you you're trying to reach. Flip your palms, reverse warrior. Back arm slides down, front arm reaches up. Oh, beautiful. Side bend. Side angle. Lower your front arm down to the thigh. Back arm reaches up and over. Again, remember to draw your shoulder back. We want to create some space here today. Beautiful. One more breath here. Come back to warrior two. Float your arms up. Flip your palms, reverse. More peaceful warrior. Side angle. Front arm lowers down, back arm reaches up. Option here for extended side angle or even a bind. So left hand goes down to the mat, right arm extends straight up. You could take a little bind here, tucking your top arm behind your back. You can take a full bind if that's in your practice. Smile a little bit, don't be so serious. And breathe. One more breath here. Reverse warrior, bring your arms up. And then we're cartwheeling them forward into our lizard lunge. So place the hands to the inside of your left foot. Spin your right foot back so you're on your toes. And you have the option to stay right here. You can drop a knee. You can come down to your forearm. So remember all those different options I offered you. Your knee can splay out to the side a little bit, coming onto the outside blade of your left foot. And sink in to your hips. Sink into your breath. Couple more breaths here. If your attention wanders from your breath, that's okay. We keep bringing it back. It's a process. And that's what yoga is. That's why we call it a practice, because we can do it over and over. Slowly walk your hands back to your palms if you're down on your forearms. Tuck your toes under, lift your knee if it's down on the mat, and step your left leg back, high plank. So holding in your high plank, we're gonna try a few side planks here. So weight into your left hand. Let's rotate over onto our left side into a side plank. So option to stay just like this, legs long. You can take a bottom knee down. You can take a top leg up. Again, always tons of options here. Take what feels good for you. You can look up to the ceiling or straight out. And release. Come back to your plank. Move to a downward facing dog. Stretch it out. One more breath here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it out. Move forward to plank. And let's try it on the right side. Weight goes into your right hand. Rotate over onto your right side. Feet are flexed. You can take your top foot in front of your bottom foot. You can drop a knee. You can lift a leg. Lift your hips. Don't let them sink. Pull them up. Imagine you have a string attached to your side and we're pulling you up toward the ceiling. Lifting up, opening up, creating space. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release back to your plank. Downward facing dog. Just one more breath here. Soften your knees, look forward, step or hop forward, standing forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back, fold, chair pose. So sink into your chair. This time hands to prayer, bring them to heart center. We're gonna twist to the right. Twist to the left. Right elbow towards your left knee. Add your twist. Option to flower open your arms. And check out your knees here. Make sure they're staying right next to each other. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come back together. Release the twist. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Flat back. Fold again. Chair pose. Come back to your chair. Bring your hands to prayer. Twist to the right. I think I said the opposite side last time, but that's okay. Just twist to your other side. Press your palms firmly into each other. Sink your hips low. Feel free to open up your arms. Again, this is a nice place to have a block too. Rest your bottom hand on. Just one more breath here. Bring your hands back together. Release it to the center. Fold. Stay here. We're going to take our feet hip distance apart. Knees nice and soft. I want you to lift up halfway, flat back. Soften your knees and fold, hinging from the hip. Allow your upper body to drape over your lower body. Yogi toe lock. So we're taking our peace fingers and reach for your big toes. Wrap them around if you can get there. And then soften your elbows and pull your upper body over your lower body. Just allowing your head to hang heavy. Finding some length in your neck. Bend your knees as much as you need to in this pose. This is a deep stretch for your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Just one more breath here. Release your toes if you have them. Heel toe your feet back towards each other. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold and rise all the way up, extended mountain. Sweeping your arms up and then release your arms down to your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. So standing really tall here. Ground down through your feet. Lift up through your spine and up through the top of your head. And we're gonna sink into chair. Sweep your arms up, sink into your chair. Okay, and then we are going to take your right leg and cross over your left. So release your arms down to your side for this. Cross it over. And sink a little lower if you can here. Bring your hands to heart center. Working on a little bit of balancing. So good. If you are moving around a little bit, that's okay. That's how we get stronger. That's how we get more stable. You can also fold forward here if that is in your practice. You can reach your arms long. You can just keep your hands at heart center. Sink a little lower if you can. Awesome. And then slowly rise up. We're going to take the right leg and send it behind us. Keeping your hands in at heart center. Send your legs behind. Send your leg behind. Flex your foot. So you're drawing your toes towards your shins. It's almost as if you're pressing on the wall behind you. Let your arms float alongside, come into airplane. fingers spread wide, thumbs are to the outside, your palms are down. Give me a little bit of up dog in your chest, a little bit of cobra in your chest. Beautiful. And then slowly rise up. If you need to touch down for a second, that's fine. And then I want you to lift your right knee. Keep your knee bent. Flex the foot so your leg is active. Right hand to your right knee, out to the side. You can take your left arm straight out. And a little extra challenge, turn your head toward your left arm. And again, smile a little bit. We get pretty serious when we're doing balancing. But really, I want you to have fun, play around with the movements. It's okay to wobble, it's okay to fall. Bring it back to the center, bring your hands in. And we're adding a twist. So left hand to the right knee, right arm goes out to the side, and then we're gonna take it behind us. You're gonna twist. You can look straight out. To the side, you can look forward. You can look toward your arm behind you. Awesome, one more breath here. Bring it back to center, keep your knee lifted. Send your arms up and send your leg forward. Feel a little shaking in that leg. And one more time, we're gonna hinge. You can go to warrior 3, arms extend forward, or airplane, arms extend back. You take it. Where are you going today? Only you know. And then slowly release. Sweep your arms up and then down, maybe a couple shoulder rolls. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna try that all on the other side. Now you'll notice one side's a little different from the other. That is totally normal. All right, so we're gonna sink back into our chair. I like to sweep my arms up. You can keep them in at heart center. And this time, left leg is gonna lift and cross over your right leg. So first, let's try that. Maybe you're a little more taller here. That's okay. If you can sink into your right leg a little more, great. And again, give your body permission to do what feels good for you. We're all different. And if you want to fold forward and that's feeling good this morning, go ahead and go for it. Sink your hips a little lower, wherever you are. And don't forget to focus on your breath. Awesome. Bring your hands back to heart center, slowly rising up a little bit. Uncross your leg and send it back, going to airplane with your hands in at heart center. And don't worry about how high you get that back leg. It can be up to hip height, it might be lower. You can send your arms out into airplane. Shine your heart forward, so a little bit of up dog in your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades into your spine. One last breath here. Slowly bring your leg forward. Again, you may touch down if you need to. Come to the bent knee. Holding here. Left hand to your left knee, right arm out to the side. You can stay here, you can open up. Also have the option to grab your toes here if you want to straighten out the leg. And you can look over towards your right arm. Bring it back to center. We're adding a twist. Right hand to your left knee. Left arm extends behind. Turn and look over your shoulder or just straight out to the side. Adding your twist. So we're lifting up through our spine, nice and tall. Bring it back to center. Keep the knee lifted. Take your hands up. Send your leg forward. All right, we just have one more thing to do. Airplane or warrior 3. Warrior 3. Arms extend forward as your leg shoots back. Airplane the arms along your side. So you take where you want to go. Where your body's saying is good to go today. Beautiful. One more breath here. You can do this. Slowly release, coming back to standing. Nice job. Nice big shoulder roll. Staying at the top of your mat. We're going to vinyasa down to the mat. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, fold forward on the exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back to a plank. We're holding in plank. So remember your option to be on your knees here. Press firmly through the fingers. Draw the pit of the belly up and in. Heels are high, lifted up toward the ceiling. And we're going to slowly lower down. Count of 4, 3, 2. I want you to hover. Don't come all the way down yet. Hold it there. Build some strength in your triceps. Push it all the way back up. All right, now you can lower all the way down, but take it slowly. Beautiful. So you're down on the mat, on your belly. And then we're going to keep our arms tucked in close to our side for this first locust. So legs slightly separated. The tops of your feet are pressing into the mat. And when you do that, you start feeling your legs working a little bit harder. You're gazing straight down. We're going to keep our hands pressed into the mat for our first locust. So that your head, your chest, your legs are going to lift, but your hands stay tucked in the mat. Here we go. And inhale, lift. So this is an option that you can stay with when we do locust. You're gazing right down at the mat. Squeeze your thighs into each other. Lift your chest. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release. I want you to turn your head to one side. Let your cheek rest on the mat. Fully releasing. And turn your head back to center. We're trying it again. This time, I want you to float your arms up off the mat when we go into locust. Or you can take a full locust, arms along your side. You go where you want to go, and let's do it. Lift. Gazing down. Keep your neck in alignment with your spine. Lifting up on each inhale. Maybe get a little higher. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release it down. Turn your head to the other side. Fully releasing. And we just have one more of these. So if you want to go to a full locust with your arms along your side, feel free to do that. You can also interlace your fingers behind your back. That's what I'm going to do. And just extend your arms behind you and go. You go, yogi. Don't forget to breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release it all the way down. Nice job. Head to the side. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then walk your hands outside your shoulders. Turn your head back to center. Tuck your toes. Tuck into your knees and lift yourself up. Walking your knees around. And come to a seat on your mat. Knees are bent, hands behind the thighs, slowly roll it down onto your backs. We're going to some bridging here, some bridges. So walk your heels in so that maybe one of your fingers can raise your heel. Don't worry if that doesn't happen. Arms by your side, they're going to help you balance as we press through our feet and lift our hips up. So here we go. Ground down through your feet. Peel your spine up off the mat, one vertebra at a time as you lift your hips up toward the ceiling. You're gazing straight up at the ceiling. Imagine you have an orange tucked right in underneath your chin. I'm going to keep your airway open as you shine your heart straight up. And breathe. Squeeze your legs into each other. Imagine you have a block between them. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale as you lower. Nice and slow. One vertebra at a time. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls and we're lowering it down very carefully. All right, we're going to try it again. Option to tuck your arms underneath your back this time, half wheel. I will show that option. When you're ready, go. Lifting up. You can tuck your shoulder under one at a time, shimmy it under there. I like to reach for my opposite wrist. You can interlace your fingers and lift your hips up. This is a little more of a back bend than bridge. So you take it where it feels good for your body. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And on your next inhale, we're going to slowly start lowering down. Untuck your arms. You're in half wheel. We're doing one more of those. This time, option for a full wheel. If you want to go into a back bend, feel free to do that. When you're ready, go. So you take it where you want to go. Bridge, half wheel, or full wheel. Press through your hands, press through your feet. If you're in wheel, lift your hips up. just breathe. One last breath here. Inhale, tuck your chin and slowly lower back down. We're staying here on the mat. Let your arms come along your side. Press the soles of your feet into each other. Open butterfly. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just take a few breaths here, connecting again back to your breath if you lost contact. Feeling your heartbeat. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Just one more breath here. Bring your knees in towards each other and then draw them in towards your chest, one at a time. Happy baby. Soles of the feet toward the ceiling. Reach for the inside or the outside of your feet. And draw your knees in towards your underarm. You can rock side to side here, lower back pressing into the mat. If that feels good, you can straighten out a leg, straighten out another leg. So do what feels good for you in your happy baby. This is one of my favorite poses. Feels so good. And I always imagine my kids when they were babies doing this. Probably the only time in your life you can do it really easy. And if you are moving, coming back to stillness, bring your knees in towards each other, hug them in. I want you to rock forward and back so you can hug your shins in towards your thighs and just rock back and forth on your spine. You can also hold behind your thighs. We're going to rock all the way up to a seat. Send your legs long. Flex your feet. So you're drawing your toes towards your shins. You're sitting up nice and tall, almost as if there's a wall behind you. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up toward the ceiling. Fold from your hip, hinge from your hips, and fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift, little flat back, and then fold again. And don't worry where your hands reach. They might not be reaching your toes. They might be reaching somewhere out on your legs. That's fine. Again, no judgment. It's all good. Just one more breath here. Slowly walk your hands back up. Come back up to a seated position. And we're going to walk our feet in one at a time and come back down onto our backs. Say hands behind your thighs and slowly roll it down. Bring one knee in and then the other. And then send your legs up toward the ceiling. Flex your feet. Legs up a wall. Or shoulder stand if that's part of your practice. So you go where it feels good for you. I'm staying in legs up a wall today. You also have the option to tuck the block if you have one, or a pillow or something else underneath your back. Get your legs a little higher. Reversing the flow of blood and lymph, sending it back towards your heart. So good for your body. Gives your legs a lot of energy. You'll be amazed how good they feel after you stay like this for just a little bit. And if you're in shoulder stand and plow is part of your practice, you can lower your legs back behind your head. Just making sure you keep supporting your back with your hands. And if you are in plow, bring it back to shoulder stand. And then slowly lowering down, bend your knees, untuck the block if you have it underneath, or a pillow underneath your back, and slowly take your legs all the way down to the mat, coming into relaxation, Shavasana. You earned this. Arms by your side. Take up space on your mat. Let your body get heavy. continue to focus on your breath, but don't worry about it. Let it become more natural. Maybe close your eyes here for the last couple minutes. And you can stay here as long as you want. I will be closing the practice, but you can take your time. You can close it on your own. Roll over onto your side into a comfortable fetal position, pose of new beginnings, and stay here a couple breaths. And then come up to a comfortable seated position, legs long, legs crossed. Bring our hands together in prayer at heart center to finish, to close. Take one deep breath in together and one long breath out. Bring your thumbs to the center of your forehead. My wish for you today is that you came into your body, that you felt the power you have, and that you had some fun. The light in me acknowledges the light in you, bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. I hope you join me again. Thank you.